Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to the Wave Makers community. We're so excited to be here with you guys. We are grateful that you took some time out of your Monday evening to join us. And we are here to bring in some value into your day. And hopefully by the end of this call, over the next 20 to 30 minutes, we're going to share some information that will be just as helpful to you as it is to us. By the way, these are some of the conversations that Haley and I have often, almost daily. Right? We're constantly looking for ways to improve. We're constantly looking for ways to sharpen up ourselves, right? The more pressure that we put into ourselves and who we are today, the more of diamonds we become. So great friends don't only support us, they challenge us as well. And that's why we're here to do. We're here to support, give some support to you, and you're part, knowing that you're part of a family, but also challenging you to improve like we're challenging ourselves. So hopefully you have some pen and paper. Okay, and we're going to dive right in. My name is Haley Teixeira. For those of you that don't know me, if you're here for the very first time, thank you for joining us. This is Haley, my beautiful wife. We just got married 2 months ago, so you guys are getting us freshly newlyweds, and we're excited. So tonight we're going to speak about the belief system. Belief system. So if you're taking notes, you guys can write that down. Belief system. And the reason that we're going to be speaking about belief system is because it's what runs our entire life. Literally. Like every single thing that we have in our lives today, every single thing that you have in your life today is because of a belief system that you've had. Every single thing. And everything that you don't have in your life today, or you have something that you don't like in your life today, is also due to a belief system.
Belief systems have been something that we've been talking about a lot over here. And I feel like it's something that we can constantly be changing because our belief systems, they start developing from a kid, you know? Mm-hmm. So sometimes we're around our parents, we're around people growing up, and we automatically are sponges and we adopt other people's belief systems. And then we get older, start thinking for ourselves, and we start questioning more. So yeah, this is something that Nick and I were like, it's super important to talk about.
Yeah, that's right. So, and I'm glad you took it there. Let's stop there for a second, right? Since we're going to be here for the next 20 minutes, let's clock in, right? Let's get your time's worth out of being here. So let's stop for a second and think, what are some belief systems that I have in my life that have been passed down from my parents or my upbringing that don't serve me? What a great place to start, right? Like, what are some belief systems that you have right now that you got from your parents that you know that do not serve you and the ideal version of you today? You need to get a real job, Libby said. Yeah, that's I would say that's a big one for a lot of people.
You have to go to college to be successful.
Get a secure paying job.
I feel like we can relate a lot to that one.
Yeah.
It's hard making money. You can't make more money than your parents. You have to wait. The older you get, the more money you make.
Money doesn't grow on trees.
It's insane. That's one that I've
Money doesn't grow on trees. It's tough out there. It's hard out here. Is it? Is it really for us right now? I mean, we're all living, most of us, if not all of us, are living in America.
Richest land in the world.
We're blessed. Mm-hmm. Here's a definition of a belief system. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Here's a definition of a belief system if you are taking notes. An ideology or set of principles that helps us interpret our everyday reality. I'm going to read that again. A belief system is an ideology or set of principles that helps us interpret our everyday reality. And I want to emphasize the word interpret. So that means that like life is happening, and as it's happening, there's a filter that everything that we experience goes through. And that filter is our belief system. Based on what that filter adds or takes out from what is happening to you will determine what we get. That will determine the reality. So it's not even what's happening that's determining our reality. It's the way that we're seeing the belief system that we have.
The
perception. Isn't that interesting?
Think of it like an Instagram filter. Like imagine having like I see through one filter, colorful. Everything that I interpret, it's full of color. Let's say Nick's belief system, his filter is all black and white. So I can sit here arguing about, look at these beautiful colors. Look at this. Life is great. Life's abundant. And he's over here like, no, all I see is two colors. Like, what do you mean? You know, think of it kind of like that. A belief system. It's a filter. Do you mean like the Instagram filter, Gabby?
Can someone write that in the chat? I think she's speaking about maybe the definition, maybe.
An ideology or set of principles that helps us interpret our everyday reality. That's what a belief system is.
Ideology or set of principles that helps us interpret our everyday reality. That is a great example. So what filters are we using every day?
Are they serving us? Are they serving us is one of the big questions. Are we in love with our reality right now? Because odds are it's not changing things on the outside that are going to really make all the difference. It might just be changing the lens that we're looking through.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
And I think going from there, I mean, one belief system would be, just to piggyback off of, I guess, myself, is my day is great because great things happen in my day. Great things happen to me. That's why my day is great, versus it doesn't matter what happens in my day. Regardless, my day is going to be great because I'm going to choose to feel great. Do we believe we're in control of our day? Is life happening to us, or is life happening for us? That is a huge belief system. I feel like, you know, it's just taking that ownership, and it's not easy, especially if, like I said, you're around people who think everything happening to them. We probably think that as well, you know. Not saying we can't ever complain, but like, how far are we taking it? You know, like, are we admitting ownership?
Yeah.
Because our thoughts and beliefs lead to our feelings, which lead to our actions, which lead to our results in life. So it's all a big.
That's the full circle, right? So if you guys want to write down the circle so that you can visually see what we're talking about, thoughts and beliefs. Thoughts and beliefs, that's the starting point of everything. The thoughts and the beliefs. Thoughts and beliefs leads to our emotions, which leads to our actions, which leads to our results.
And then those results
lead to the
thoughts, our belief.
The thinking and belief, which leads to the feelings, which leads to the actions, which leads to the results.
So if it's a bad belief or a negative belief that doesn't serve us, imagine going through that cycle and getting to the result, and it's a negative result. As an example, I really don't want to go do something. Oh, that's going to take so much work. That was my thought. That's my belief. Then I'm going to feel bad because I'm like, because I really don't want to do it. It's going to take a lot of effort. So when I go and do it, I'm probably lazy, not giving it my all. So I'm going to get a bad result, and it's not going to turn out as good as it could have.
I knew it.
And then that result is going to reiterate, see, I knew it was going to take a lot of effort. When in reality, if I would have thought, this is easy. No problem at all. You feel great. It leads to you feeling great. It leads to you taking action because you know you're in control and you're believing it's going to be easy and it's going to be great. So you go do that. And your results end up being great because you thought it was going to be easy and great from the very beginning. Spot
on. That's so good. And so here's a question that I have for you to on top of that. Do you guys have great belief systems and great thoughts? Yes and no. What a real answer.
That's a great answer.
I love that. That's so true. Love it. So working on it. Fantastic. So here's the way that we can know whether that's the case or not. And obviously there's multiple belief systems and set of principles and ideologies that we live our lives by, right? Like it could be in relationships. No one good comes my way. I always, every time I start to open up, it ends up horribly. What kind of relationship do you think that person is going to keep attracting, right? But or it can be in business, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But the way that we're going to know whether we have a solid, a true, real, divine, positive belief system or not is looking at the results. What are the results? The fruit will show where it comes from.
Mm.
So if the results are not good, that's good. Be aware of it. Keep it real. Tell yourself, okay, this is not that good. I'm not getting the best result in this area of my life, perhaps, right? Not in everything, but in this area, not the best result. I'm not getting the results I'm looking for. Okay, fantastic. So that means that my actions are not being
In alignment.
they're not in alignment with what I want, which probably stems from the feeling that I'm bringing into the action itself. That's leading me to having the wrong actions, perhaps, is leading to the wrong results. But the feeling that I'm feeling is starting from the thinking and the belief system that I have.
I feel like that's the hardest part for most people. They don't want to admit that for whatever reason. When in reality, the minute you admit that and you come to that awareness, that's the first step. You know, that's the first step, because then you get to change it.
That's right.
God gave us free will. We can change our belief systems like that.
We're not
trees. Always comfortable. We're not trees.
We're not trees.
We're not stuck forever.
We can change. You can change. So let's talk about business a little bit, because I know a lot of us are entrepreneurs here, right? So it's like, it's something quantifiable that we can measure, right? When we're talking about results, right? So let me ask you a question. What kind of result do you think a person that has a business, and when they think about success and about their business and about becoming a leader in their field, they think about, there's a lot of people that are much better than me, and you know, I'm not that good in business, and I definitely don't speak like everyone else. And you know, my family came from, actually, I mean, I come from a pretty average family. None of them had businesses. So, you know, none of my history came from people that ran successful businesses, and none of them are really successful. But I really want success, and I'm going to do great. And they take the actions according to what they're feeling, which, hey, I'm feeling great about my business. But the subconscious belief is that success is not part of my DNA. What kind of results do you think that person is going to get? How dare you outgrow where you came from?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That is so funny.
And if you have people try to pull you've changed. If you guys are focused on growing and changing, drop a 3 in the chat if you've ever had someone around you say, "Oh, you're changing. Oh, but you used to be so different." We're supposed to change. If you're not getting that, you might not be growing. So that is good. Welcome that. Sometimes it's hard, and it's like, why don't they get it? Guess what? They're not looking through the same lens that you are. They have a completely different filter.
Belief system.
It's not our job to give them a different filter. They like looking through the black and white one, you know? Like, we can pray for them, and we could be an example. But that is good. If you get that, that is good.
That's right.
That is awesome.
That is really good. And so we had someone here that added really bad results, which is spot on. Now let's think about the person that thinks, I'm destined for greatness. I am designed for success. Like, success is part of my DNA. I will make a huge impact in the world. But they feel pretty crappy sometimes, and they take action that may or may not be solid because their feelings weren't good, but they're still taking some action. But they believe that success is part of their DNA. They believe that success is part of their DNA. What kind of results do you think that person is going to get over time? That person will win. That person will win. So the takeaway, the point that I want to make here is, if you are not taking the right action, you don't have maybe necessarily the right feelings, which helps a lot, right? I don't want to take away the power of feelings and actions, because they are very, very, very important. But the thinking behind it and the belief system behind it is way more important.
It's the root of it.
That's right.
It's the root of it. You can cut the grass. You can cut the weeds in your yard. Don't pull up the root. It's gonna keep growing. You know. It's the root. You got to change the belief system, the root. Dennis is like, yeah. He knows. He does landscape. But no, seriously, if you don't pull up that root, that old belief system, if you believe it's hard to make money, money's not going to flow to you. You literally, it's a beliefs can be self-fulfilling prophecies. Words are powerful. As it says in the Bible, as you sow, so shall you reap. You sow negative thoughts or beliefs, you don't really believe it, it's not going to happen, you know? But if you sow, like, I know it's going to happen, like Nick was just saying, like, even if you don't have the solid actions now, even if you're missing a couple things and are on the right people, but you are just so sure that you're going to make it. Eventually, you will.
Always.
Whether you believe you can or you can't. Either way, you're right. You're right. Because you believe it. It's a filter you're looking through. So you're right every time.
Here's a fantastic affirmation that I would like to share with you guys, and maybe you can implement it if you ever struggle with this. Prosperity is in my DNA. Prosperity is in my DNA. I'm born to prosper. How about that for a belief system about success?
Imagine if you woke up and you focused on that thought every day. You would feel great. You would act confidently and be bold and like probably give it 100% no matter what you did. And then the actions would, or the results would catch up.
That's right. You know? It always does.
It's always connected.
Yeah. So here are 3 questions that we can cover and share with you guys so you can do some thinking about this in your own time, in your solitude time. What are your beliefs about yourself? What are my beliefs about myself? If you're taking notes, what are my beliefs about myself? And if you haven't done this before, this is going to be, it's like you're going on a journey. You're going inward. And you're going to learn about who you are. What are my true beliefs about myself? What are my beliefs about others? Oh, I can't trust people. I have a hard time trusting people.
One time I had a friend mention that to me, and she was speaking about how she's been burned in the past and sharing that with me. And I'm hearing her. And then I asked her, I said, what did you learn from it? And her response was, I can't trust people. And I'm like, is that the truth? And I don't think she expected me to say that. She's like, yeah, well, I'm like, but is that the truth? You know? I said, I understand, you know, you had people burn you in the past, but does that mean you can trust anyone ever? Like everyone on this planet is untrustworthy? And she started to think, she was like, I see, okay. And she eventually caught on. But I feel like a lot of us do that, you know? We see things that go on in our past, positive or negative, but specifically negative, and we take that one thing happened, boom, we form such a deeply rooted belief system, and it serves us, or maybe it doesn't, and we take that with us. We don't reevaluate over the years. We don't look at it with a level head, you know? And one thing I'll say is if that sounds like you and you relate to that, I think what that means is you just haven't forgiven those people. And that's where you should start, because it's really hard to change your belief system if you haven't even forgiven those people. You haven't forgiven yourself, or whatever the case may be, you know? So start there, because the truth is that there are trustworthy people in this world. And we all deserve to have great people around us. But guess what? If we're going around telling, can't trust anyone, if they're nice to me, they must want something from me. Like, that's not the truth. That's not the truth. Stop putting a limitation on yourself. Because if you look for the negative in this world, oh my God, you will always find it. Every time, you know? If you look through a black and white filter, I love that. I'm glad I thought about that.
Yeah, that's good. You
will always see black and white. Switch your filter to color, especially when it comes to other people and yourself, like you said. Yeah. You believe you're a failure? You believe you're a winner? Even if you don't truly believe it now, that's how you change your belief. You slowly but surely reaffirm to yourself, read them in the morning, write them down. I'm a winner. I'm destined for greatness. I'm confident. If you're not confident, affirm to yourself, no, I am confident. Say that over and over, and slowly but surely they will tweak, you know, until you switch your whole belief system. Yeah.
Repetition. And the last one
Jinx.
is the beliefs. What are my beliefs about the world? What are my beliefs about the world? Like, when you think about the world, what do you think about right now, right away?
Do you think it's just a dark place?
It's crazy. It's a mess.
It's only getting worse.
It's horrible.
Mm.
So many bad things happening all around me.
Mm.
Everyone's getting sick. Everyone's broke. Nobody's got money. I'm struggling.
Mm.
It's a struggle out here. It's a cold world out here.
Mm.
It's a beautiful world. I don't know what they're talking about, man. This world is abundant. This world is abundant.
And I really want to touch on something here. Speaking about the world, that's kind of sitting heavy on my heart. I know there are so many things on Facebook and Instagram, you name whatever your social media outlet, probably even the news. I don't know. I don't watch the news, but there's probably things that you see in all these quote unquote conspiracy theories. And I'm not going there tonight by any means. However, it's good to be aware. But if you choose to go down rabbit holes, even if it has some legitimacy to it, you know, because most conspiracy theories, like, sorry to break it to you, they're legit, you know, like most of them are. It's hard for us to admit that, but if you choose to go down them and I just want to find, like, is that really adding to your life? No, it's probably just making your filter a little, like, scary looking. Like, Nick and I are very aware of certain things going on, and yeah, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. But guess what? We have a big God, and why would we continue to focus on that, though? That's not going to add value to our lives. We choose not to do that. And you know, it's hard every now and then we go on Facebook, start scrolling, like this was months ago, and we're like, we kept getting frustrated every other day. We're like, I'm not going on Facebook anymore because, like, I literally can't, because we get sucked into it. You know, I don't think it's as bad anymore, but if you look at the world as like, oh, and you're choosing to get sucked in, like, you are allowing yourself to get sucked in. Put a stop to it. You don't have to go through all of that. Yes, it's there, and yes, this and that, but, like, your world doesn't have to be defined by that. You know, like, so many people say to us, like, oh yeah, one day when we can travel again, and we look at each other and we're like, we're going to Miami next week. Like, we don't look at, like, you know, it's your reality. It's your belief system. We get to choose. So if you don't like how you're feeling about this, a beautiful, amazing, abundant world, I challenge you to change it. It's only going to help serve you.
And I hope, you know, my biggest takeaway that I like to draw out for everyone that is still here with us, hopefully by now you are thinking about realizing or coming back to it again. Like, wow, like, the way I see things determine what results I get. The way we choose to see things leads to the results we get. So I think it's a great takeaway to realize that we are creators. Like, you are a creator. You on this call right now, you are creating your reality. You're not just attracting your reality. You are creating your reality by what you choose to believe about yourself, about others, about the world. So if you're not getting the results you're looking for, change what it is that you're seeing and how you're seeing it and the way that you believe in it. What are you believing? What's the belief system? What's that story? Is that true? That's a great question. Is it true?
Is it serving
Is
you?
it true?
That should be so exciting. Like, for me, that gets me so pumped up, because the areas in my life that, like, I'm not getting the results that I want, like, it's so empowering to know that I can change them. I can change them, you know? That's awesome. We should be happy about that.
The only limitations we have in life are the ones we set for ourselves. The only limitations we have in life are the ones we set for ourselves. There's nothing stopping you but you. There's nothing stopping the results that you want but the belief system that you have about you. So let's change that. If you're not happy with that, feel good about it, decide to change it, and start working on it. And day by day, it will change.
You'll be a whole new person.
Hopefully you guys gained some value tonight. Do you want to add anything else?
I think we're a good stopping point. I could go on.
Much love, guys. Thanks for joining us. God bless you. Thanks for joining us, all of you watching a recording as well. Take care. Peace and love.